Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's going on. What's going on with my rated R for reviews family? I didn't make sure my mic is good. Yes, we are good to go. Naked and Afraid fans, what is going on? What is going on, man? So we got a couple things to talk about here today on this latest episode of Naked and Afraid. Um, yeah, we got a tap out. What? A tap now. Look, these guys are legends. Okay, these guys are all stars. All right. Now, normally you do not see tap outs with these guys, and I even told you guys on the first episode, you're not gonna normally you're not gonna see tap outs. None of these all stars are gonna tap out. Okay, like normally that's not gonna happen, right? So when we got a tap out, I'm like, what? Oh man, we got some things to talk about, man. We got a challenge to talk about. We got, of course, the tap out to talk about, man. And not gonna lie to you, got some strategies to talk about as well. This is going to be very interesting topic and a very interesting show to talk about today. I appreciate everybody joining me to talk about Naked and Afraid. Again, if you're brand new to the channel, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and of course, if you guys don't know, anybody out there that's listening, if you want to come on this show right here and talk with me about Naked and Afraid, you can do so right here. Okay, just let me know in the chat. Let me know right now in the live chat. Hey, I want to come on the show, and I will drop the link for you. You don't have to show your face. Okay, just make sure your mic is unmuted. There's a little icon on the bottom of your screen. When you pull up on the show, it'll say stop camera. Okay, you just stop the camera. It'll blur. It'll black. Put a little icon on over your camera. You don't have to show your face. You know what I mean? Just make sure your mic is unmuted. You can come on the show and talk some Naked and Afraid with your boy. You feel me? So appreciate H Davis. Thank you for showing up, man. Appreciate you showing up, man. Showing some love. What's that? Salute to you, man. Appreciate you, bro, showing up, showing some love. So look at here, Naked and Afraid fans. So we got some things to talk about. So look at here. Obviously today, this is what we do over here on Rated R for Review. We talk about a lot of things, man. But obviously today we're talking about Naked and Afraid. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Uh, before I will say that before this show started, and first of all, let me say I apologize. I'm a little late. Okay, but I have to wait for my off day in order to do a show. Okay, I'm off today, so I can finally do a show. I just watched it, and I know the show came out of the show came out a few days ago, but I just watched it right now because I finally got some time to watch it. So I work. All right, I'm sorry. All right, I can't. But I just watched it, and me and my wife just watched it. It was a great show. Not so the elimination. I mean, the challenge was not an elimination challenge. I thought it was going to be maybe the last place maybe gets an elimination challenge, but you know, didn't happen that way. But I will say this, and I gotta say this first. I got fooled, okay? Because I follow some people. I follow some Facebook groups, okay? Naked and Afraid Facebook groups, okay? And I got fooled by this picture right here on your screen. I got fooled, man. Because first of all, before I haven't even seen the show, right? And so when I saw this picture, I was like, oh, okay, they must have won a challenge then. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, because I didn't know what. Again, before the show even aired, I saw this picture on like Saturday, right? And so before the show even aired, I'm looking at this picture and I'm saying, oh, well, they must have won. Like they must have won a challenge, right? Why else would they be holding some eggs? I haven't seen any eggs in any challenges so far, right? And so them holding up some eggs, they must have won first place or second place or something like that. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got fooled by this picture. And then of course I watched the show today, and yeah, well, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna explain. If you haven't seen it yet, if you have, then you can follow along with me. If you haven't seen it yet, I might throw some spoilers out there for you. So you know what I mean. So go watch it, come back to this show. You know what I'm saying, and listen to your boy. So anyway, so right from the beginning of the show, man. Again, we got our groups, right? We talked about this last time, but we got our groups. We got our groups of Jermaine, Patrick, and Cheney, right? The the strategy, the savage Matt Wright, okay, puts Jermaine and Patrick together, right? And not gonna lie to you, it paid off, man. And smart cookie by Matt Wright, all right, okay. And so anyway, Patrick, Cheney, and Jermaine are together, right? You got Darren, you got Matt, and you got Trish. They're together, right? Then you got Laura, you got Max, okay, and then you got Kayla, right? Those three are together, right? So right from the beginning, okay, they show some fishing that Laura and Kayla is doing. They're trying to get some fish, just trying to eat. You know what I mean? They're all in their camps, trying to get some food. Patrick goes out. Then, right from the beginning, they show Patrick and Jermaine just bickering at each other already. Patrick and Jermaine is already bickering at each other. The strategy that Matt Wright did was just perfect. Okay, by picking Trish and putting Jermaine with Patrick worked out brilliantly. Smart cookie by Matt Wright. So obviously, right from the beginning of the show, you got Jermaine and you got Patrick just going at each other, and Cheney just in the middle, like, oh, here we go again with these two. Sheenie don't know what to do. She's just in the middle and she's just like frustrated with the whole thing, right? And so anyway, right from the beginning you have that. Then of course, you figure and they just bickering about little things. You know what I mean? Like I mean, you they bickering over things on how to hunt. I'm not gonna lie to you though. As I'm watching the show, right? Uh Patrick just and this is part of his strategy. Patrick knows that Jermaine doesn't like him, right? So Patrick is already looking like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to irritate him even more, right? And that's exactly what he did. That's it. He was over here talking about, hey, yeah, I don't think you should do this way. I don't think you should do that way. I think you should do it like this. All right, hey, that's not gonna work, man. I'm telling you about. Like he's just bickering at Jermaine, just picking at him all the whole freaking time he was there. This whole show, he was just bickering at him, just picking at him, right? And I think and he was doing it on purpose. I think. Because that's this is Patrick's strategy. Patrick's strategy is, well, I'm going to fight you. I'm going to get into your head to where it irritates you enough to where now it throws you off your game, right? And I don't mind that. The thing is though is that if that person's in your group, it can affect the group. You know what I'm saying? And not gonna lie to you, maybe it did in this challenge. Maybe. I mean, this is why I said when it comes down to the drama group. Remember they had a drama group before this. Remember it was Trish, Jamie, and Savannah. I think Savannah, right? I think it was her name Savannah. Hold on, let me see. I think it's Savannah. Hold on. No, Suzanne. Sorry, Suzanne. That's what it was. Suzanne. Okay. There was a drama group. So when you're in the drama group, you're not gonna win a lot of challenges. That's just like you gotta when you're in a group, you gotta work together in order to complete a lot of these challenges, right? Well, if you got drama everywhere, it's not gonna work out well for you. You know what I mean? And so Patrick's strategy, it worked, but it it came at a sacrifice. Because well, they did a challenge, and their challenge, they came in last place. So it came at a little bit of a sacrifice, but in the end, it kind of worked for them. You know what I mean? And we're gonna talk about it. Say if you haven't seen it yet, you better a little spoiler alert, okay? If you haven't seen it yet. but so anyway, going back, okay, you got the group of Jermaine, Patrick, and Cheney. That's the drama group, man. They just they can't sync together at all. You know what I mean? And then you got, of course, Matt, Darren, and Trish, right? So near the beginning of the show, you got Matt decides, you know what? I'm gonna go out and hunt. Matt's really good with a bow. He goes out and hunt, right? Max. Now again, Max is with the other group. Max, Laura, and Kayla, they're another group. Max decides I'm gonna go out and hunt too. So right from the beginning of the show, you got Max coming on this side, you got Matt coming on this side, and their camps are really really close together. Again, like I said before, in the last episode, I thought that their camps were further away from each other, but they're not, right? And so I thought that's what I thought, but they're not. So Max and Matt are going together like this, and they're kind of like near each other to where they're kind of like interfering with each other when it comes down to hunting for a pig. right? And so you got Max and Matt, and Max, he's a experienced bow hunter, but I got to be honest, he's not as good as Matt. Matt Wright is one of the experts at shooting a bow. You know what I mean? And so anyway, you got Max and Matt going together trying to hunt, and of course, Max gets a little bit too close to where the pigs end up smelling his scent, and then they end up running away. And Matt was like, damn, you know what I mean? And Matt, experienced with the bow, experienced hunter, man. So he kind of knew, he kind of called it, to be honest, right from the beginning. I think Matt called it. Was like, oh, Max, you're getting too close. He because they can't talk, they have to whisper, right? But they can't hear each other. So when Matt was with the bow, he seen Max over there, and he was looking. He was like, oh, he's too close. He's too close. He already knew because the smell. The pigs. Once the pigs, any animal really, once they pick up your scent, man, if they smell something that's odd, okay, they're running away. All right. And so that's what happened, right? So the pigs end up running away, and that's what happened. Hey, it is what it is, right? On the other side, you had Jermaine and Cheney and Patrick, right? Well, Patrick and Jermaine don't get along, right? So Patrick decides, I'm gonna take my bow and I'm gonna go hunting, right? He goes solo, right? Jermaine and Cheney end up going together as a duo to go get some pigs, right? This close, this close. So they're hunting for the little pigs, whatever, right? Jermaine, I think it was Jermaine or Cheney. No, I think it was Cheney. Cheney ended up shooting. I don't think it missed, right? But they saw a little little piglet, little baby pig, right, running away from the little pig was running fast, man, running away for his life, and they're chasing them. They're trying to get that little piglet, man. Again, it's not a big pig, but hey, a little piglet is something. You know what I mean? So they're chasing them. That little pig was fast, man. So they didn't end up catching the little pig, but hey, they came this close. They came this close, and obviously, of course, now when they get back to their camp, right? uh, and Patrick's there, and they Cheney and Jermaine explained to Patrick like, hey, yeah, we came this close, didn't happen, blah blah. And of course, Patrick is he throwing his shade. He he throwing his shade, man, at Jermaine, talking about pretty much downgrading on him being a hunter. You know what I mean? And trying to tell him like, oh, you should have did this or you should have did that. And Jermaine is just like, man, look. I'm an experienced hunter, man. I know what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? In my opinion, it was a. But so here's the thing: if if Patrick was if Patrick was sincere on what he was not sincere, but like if he was serious on what he was saying, then I would be like, bro, that's kind of disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like you're a professional hunter. So is Jermaine. You two are a professional hunter. So by you trying to tell him like, oh no, you should have did this. I mean, bro, the guy hunted before. He knows what he's doing. Like, you know what I mean? So by you trying to tell him what to do, it's kind of disrespectful. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't think that was Patrick's plan. Patrick's plan was like, no, I just want to just get into his head to make him quit. Like, you know what I mean? And that was Patrick's plan the whole time. So, it kind of, that's what that was. And so that's why I'm like, and when I first saw it, I thought it was like a little bit disrespectful. Patrick and Jermaine going at it with each other. I'm like, dude, what are you being disrespectful? But it's not if that was his plan the whole time. Patrick is sneaky, man. You know what I'm saying? I think Jermaine said it at the end when he twirling his little mustache. You know what I mean? So Patrick, he knows what he's doing, right? So anyway, I got to give a shout out to Matt Wright though. Matt Wright, man. Not gonna lie to you. Hey, look at here. So after Max, remember Matt and Max end up trying to, compete for this pig, right? So after Max misses, Max decides, all right, well, I missed. I'm going home, right? So he goes home back to his group, back to his camp with Laura and Kayla, right? Matt Wright decides, you know what? I'm not going home. He followed the pigs and followed where they rest at, right? And waited until morning. Waited or not morning, but waited some hours until they came back out. And so Matt, soon as the pigs ended up coming back out, Matt was already there with his bow and arrow, ready to hunt already. Matt is, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Matt Wright, bro. That guy's hey, they call him the GOAT for a reason. Okay. I know there's some people, okay, that may not like Matt Wright, but Hey, he gets the job done. I mean, he's one of he's making the haters look stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm sorry. I just can't. Matt, the guy gets he remember he hit the pig in a couple episodes ago. I think it was, yeah, a couple episodes ago. He actually hit the pig, but they just remember him and Laura just couldn't find it. But he hit it. Matt is an expert at that bow and arrow. Okay, so he again he knows what he's doing, man. You know what I mean? And even and it's not. Here's the thing: it's not a surprise when you had Matt. Remember, it was Matt, Laura, and Max that was in a group together, right? It's not a surprise that they came in first place a lot. Matt, Laura, Max, that's an all-star group. They're gonna come in first a lot. It just is what it is, right? So now that you got the new group of Matt Wright, Darren, and Trish, well, that group is gonna be pretty good because Matt's in it. Matt is the leader. Matt is the guy. He's the all-star. You know what I mean? They're all pretty much all-stars, but Matt is he's just the guy. You know what I mean? He's the goat. That's they call him the goat for a reason. You know what I mean? So anyway, so Matt's there camping out, right? Soon as he sees the pig walk by, man, he shoots the pig with the bow and arrow. There you go. Easy money. He hits it direct. I mean, it was like a heart. He even said it. It's a heart shot. He knew he had that pig. And so of course, and for me, I'm watching this, right? I got my eyes glued to the TV, right? And I'm like, why is he not chasing the pig? He hit it, but he's not chasing it. I was like, wait, what are you doing? Then he explained. He said, no, no, you don't go chasing a pig after it gets hit because they will charge your ass and they'll kill you. Now, so you don't want to go chasing the pig, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, got it. Hey, experienced hunter, I'm learning myself, man. You know what I mean? So anyway, so he waits a while. He waits a while. He starts tracking the blood. He's picking up some leaves. There's a blood there. There's a blood there. Blood there. He's tracking it. And then of course there's the pig right there, and it's laying there, man. And he got it, man. He got it. Matt Wright, man. Gotta give it up to that guy. So of course he yells out with his war cry. you know, he yells out. He's pulling the Jeff. You know what I'm saying? This is what I live for, right? He's pulling the Jeff, you know what I mean? And it's so so of course everybody again their camps are all close. Everybody hears this, right? And they're like, oh, that's Matt. He must have got something. So they all come running towards Matt, man, and they see the pig, man. And so because it was really late at night, it was like almost 8 o'clock at night. Because it was really late at night, he killed the pig, but they had to hurry up and carve it, man. They had to chop it up. They had to hurry up and cook it. That you can't when you because he killed it so late, you had to rush and get this done. You can't. It's not like you can just put it in the refrigerator, right? And then and just be like, I'll get to it in the morning, right? You know what I mean? Like no, it doesn't work that way. Like you know what I mean? Like if you kill it, you gotta do what you gotta do at that moment, right? This is what I live for. Right? Shout out to my wife, showing up, showing some love. Thank you. You know what I mean? So, so, so anyway, so because he had to do that, he had to get the whole group involved. Not only his group, but of course Patrick's group, right? Max's group, right? So everybody got involved to hurry up, carve this pig, chop him up, man. And of course, Matt Wright shared with everybody, right? You know what I mean? Of course, Matt's group got the bigger chunk, but Patchy gave Patrick's group some meat. You know what I mean? Max, they all camped around the campfire and they all ate this pig, man. You know what I mean? And so shout out to Matt Wright for doing that, man. Again, I don't know why he gets the hate, but he keeps shutting them haters up, man. You know what I mean? He keeps coming through for his group, man. You know what I mean? So anyway, so so that happened, right? And the next morning they wake up, right? The next morning they wake up and there's the scroll, right? You got the scroll there. Everybody wakes up to this scroll, this brand new scroll that's by their campsite, right? So everybody grabs their scroll and they're like, okay, what are we doing now, right? So the scroll pretty much tells them you got to go to a certain destination, and that's where you're gonna see what challenge you're doing next, right? So they all go to this destination and they read. the main scroll, right, of what the challenge is, right? And so the challenge that they have to do is they have to build an axe. Now I've seen this before in I believe it was season two. Season two or no, yeah, had to been season two. I don't think it was season one. I think it was season two. I've seen this before, and they even went they did some flashbacks of when I think it was Patrick and Darren was in that season where they had to build an axe, right? And then of course you have to the next day you got to use that axe to chop down a tree. Okay, I've seen it again. I've seen it before, and then so I kind of remember the just this challenge before, right? And so anyway, so the whole day they spent trying to make axes, right? Patrick is saying, I've seen this done before. I was in a challenge before, right? And he knows that Darren makes the best axes. For some reason, this is what I was telling you guys last time, man. You know what I mean? Darren, for some reason, man, Darren is just, he's really, I tell you guys, he's good at crafting. Darren is really good at crafting again, but he's just really slow, right? But again, when he's done, he rarely has to go back and correct anything. There's no mistakes. You know what I mean? And so that's why with Darren, he knows what he's doing. He's just slow at it. But now he has Matt Wright. Matt Wright also knows what he's doing, but he does it with speed. You know what I mean? And so anyway, that's why I said before I was debating. And I told you guys last. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing, man. I know what I'm saying. So because I remember I said this. I said in the last episode, in the last live stream, I told you guys that I was debating who was the best group between Matt Wright's group, and Max's group, right? I had said that I'm going to give it to Matt and Darren and Trish, and the only reason I said that was because Laura neck is jacked up, and so I was like, you know what? Trish may have a bad eye, which they didn't even mention that in this episode. I don't recall them mentioning Trish's how Trish's eye was doing in this episode. I don't remember that. Maybe they did at the beginning. I might have missed that. But um, I said that Trisha's eye is messed up, but she still can move. There's nothing wrong with any of her limbs, right? There's nothing wrong with her body. She's good. She just got a bad eye. So I had said, well, as long as they don't have to shoot anything at a target where she has to use good eyesight, you know what I mean? She's good, right? Laura was the one where I was like, yeah, because of her neck, that may drag him down a little bit. You know what I mean? She can see fine, but because of her neck, she's kind of real stiff. You know what I mean? So it may drag him down. So I had said that I think Matt's group was probably the best group. And then, of course, Max and Laura, they're in second place. And then, of course, Patrick and Jermaine. I knew Patrick and Jermaine was going to be the third group just because of the bickering, right? Because of that bickering, the drama group. Yeah, it's not. It's not. It doesn't work when you got a toxic environment. A lot of times it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out well for you when you have a toxic environment like that. You know what I mean? And so that's why I was like, yeah, that's not going to be a good group. Yeah, it is what it is. She said he's got the caveman vibe going. He knows his primitive tools. No, that's real. That's true. And shout out to Darren. Darren knows what he's. I'm telling you, Darren. He knows his stuff, man. You know what I mean? He's very, very knowledgeable. Like I feel like Darren. I mean, all these guys, all these people, they can all like teach a class. But I feel like Darren, man, he's like the professor when it comes down to surviving and building anything that has to do with surviving. Traps and tools and things like that. He's like the professor. You know what I mean? Again, he's just slow at it. But when he's done, he don't go back and fix nothing. I've seen so many uh people, so many survivalists that'll build whatever it is, build a trap or build whatever it is, and they got to go back and fix something. They got to go back and fix this. They got to go back and fix that. Whatever it is, they got to go back and fix all this stuff. And with Darren, he's like over here taking his time, doing his thing while they're done, but then they mess up and now they got to go back and fix. He's still working. He's still working, and eventually it ends up working out for him to where he's done. That's it. He don't go back and fix anything. The problem is, like I said, he's slow. So he may end up a lot of times he may end up coming in like second place. You know what I mean? Just because he's slow at it, But when he's done, he don't go back and fix nothing. He's done. He's done. That's it. You know what I mean? And a lot of these people, they try to hurry up and go fast to come in first, and they end up messing up, and then all of a sudden now they got to go back and fix something, and then it drops them. You know what I mean? Now they're in third, fourth, fifth, or whatever. You know what I mean? But shout out to Darren though. Darren's really good. But so anyway, I'm watching this show, right? And I'm watching all the three groups build their axes, right? And I'm saying to myself, okay, these people, okay, they not gonna lie to you, these people they know what they're doing. Okay, all of them are very very good. Now again, Patrick, remember, Patrick was in this challenge before, so you would think he's got an edge up on a lot of people. Him and Darren, they should have an edge up on these people. They kind of know what they're doing. And so I'm looking at Patrick's group. I'm looking at Darren's group, right? And like I said before, when you have a toxic environment, yeah, it's not gonna work out for you, man. Like, you know what I mean? So as they're building these axes, right? Patrick and Jermaine are just going at each other back and forth, man. Just bickering at each other. You know what I mean? And Chini just in the middle of it, she's just like, oh my god, these guys, like, guys, chill, like, you know what I mean? And so the reason why they were bickering, right, was because Patrick felt like I have an edge up on this because I've been in this challenge before. I've seen what works, so I know what I'm doing. So listen to me, right? And Jermaine's side was pretty much saying, I hear what you're saying, I get it, but in my opinion, I think we should bring different types of axes just in case a certain style doesn't work. Like, why would you bring three? You can make three axes, right? Why would you bring three of the same axis, and if it doesn't work, now you're stuck? And so for me, I kind of was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like, Patrick, you build your axe the way you saw it in the last season. But I think the other Cheney and Jermaine, I think they should build their axe a little differently, just in case your axe breaks and it doesn't work. Now you got, and again, I seen that. Remember in the last season, I forgot who it was, but in the last season, it was a group. I think it was Jeff's group in the last season where Shay was chopping it down, and all their axes broke except for one. They all had different axes, and every single axe broke except for one person. It was a ah man, I can't remember that survivalist. It wasn't Trish. It was another female, but her axe ended up. Everybody was like, "Oh, your axe is not going to work. Your axe," not, and her axe was the one that got the job done, and it ended up chopping down that tree. It was in the last season. I forgot what it was. I forgot who it was. But anyway, that's why you bring different axes because you just never know, right? You never know if one doesn't work. You got two different ones to try from. You know what I mean? And so, you know what? And I think it was Trish. Trish was in the last season, season two of Last One Standing. I think it was Trish. I'm trying to remember. It was season two, Last One Standing, and everybody was chopping down the tree, and everybody in this particular group, but it was a group of like three or four, and everybody's axe broke, and then the last one, that axe ended up working, and everybody was talking bad about her axe, but it ended up working, and so yeah, okay, it was Trish. Okay, so Trish was in the last. She was in this challenge before then about making axe. I thought it was just Patrick and Darren, but I yeah. So Trish was also in the last season, and she also did an axe challenge. Okay, thank you, thank you. See, me and my wife, man, we watch this show all the time, so I'm glad she's here to help me out. Okay, so it was Trish. All right, so cool. So yeah, um, so that's why you bring different axes, and so I kind of got Jermaine's point, right? And again, but here's the thing, Patrick. I don't think Patrick was doing what he was doing like he wasn't being serious. I think Patrick's whole plan was to get in Jermaine's head as much as he can so he can end up just quitting. I think that was Patrick's plan. So because of this is why Patrick is just bickering at Jermaine the whole time. You know what I mean? And so again, toxic. It may mess up the group. Sucks for Chini because she's stuck in this, right? But in the end, you you may lose a battle, but you may win the war individually, just between you guys, in between you two, Patrick and Patrick. I mean Patrick and Jermaine, right? So that happened. Okay. Now they ended up doing their own thing. Of course, you got Patrick, he got his axe. You got Jermaine, Cheney, they all got their axe. On the other side, you got Matt's group, right? Now, this is where for me, this is this is where for me, I was like, Matt's group decides we're going to not only make the axe, but we're going to put some extra on the actual blade part. Well, it's not a blade, of course. It's they use like a for the blade part of the axe. They use like a really sharp rock, right? And then you got to carve the rock, right? You got to carve it to where it looks like an axe, right? And that's the looks like an axe. You know what I mean? And so Matt decides we're going to use salt to put on these blades. That way, it makes them more sharper. It makes them more, more, and it cuts into the tree even more, right? That's what Matt said, right? And I'm like, I didn't, I didn't think that'll work, right? I didn't. I was like, okay, that's new. I didn't know that, right? So Matt, that was Matt's group's strategy to put salt on all these blades, right, or all the rocks, right? Laura, Max, and Kayla, that group, Laura was trying to find something different than just regular rocks, right? So she's scrolling around, she's maneuvering, and she finds this like big giant hill of not a hill, but like kind of like just a big rock of just, and it was just different. It was a different type of material, type of rock, and she was like, "Dude, these type of rocks are different from just regular rocks. These are like glass. These are like really thick rocks, right?" So she was like, "Oh, these are really gonna work." So she calls over the group, and they all chop up this whatever it was type of rock, right? They end up chopping it up, and they end up all using that type of rock. Now, the reason why I say this is because you got Matt group, Laura's group. They're doing something different, right? To where it gives them an edge up, right? Now, Patrick's group, they didn't do anything different. It was just plain. It was just like, oh, we're just gonna build this axe. You know what I'm saying? Use this rock, boom, boom, tie it together, boom. There you go, got it. I'm good, right? Well, you got Matt's group saying I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna add a little extra, put some salt on it, right? Laura's group, same thing. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna build this axe, but you know what? I'm not gonna use this type of rock. I'm gonna use this type of rock. And so for me, I'm seeing this and I'm like, those two groups are doing something different to give them an edge up. I'm not seeing that with Patrick's group. So for me, I'm kind of like, okay, you got too much toxicity over here, too much drama, and they're not doing anything different than these two groups. I I got a feeling that group's gonna come in last. I just got a feeling. You know what I mean? So here we are, the next day, right? Everybody comes to this certain location because they all got to travel to this certain location, right? And the reason why they travel to this certain location, the show makes them travel to this certain location because a lot of the trees are like the same type of thickness, the same length. All of them are like the same, right? Now they can't just choose any tree. They have to choose a tree with some. They had some ropes on the tree, right? On certain trees, right? And they made sure that that all the three trees that they had to choose from, they were the same in diameter, they was the same thickness, right? The same height, all this stuff, right? And so they had ropes on the middle of the tree, on the top and the bottom of the middle. So you had to chop right in the middle, right? So you had to swing your axe that you built right in the middle of those two ropes that were on the tree, right? And again, the tree, I want to say the tree was like, ah, picture like a pretty thick size cup. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a big freaking oak tree. Like you know what I'm saying? But it was pretty nice. It was like at least a cup size thickness of a tree, right? It was at least this thick of a tree, right? So you had to chop. I mean, took some effort. Not gonna lie to you, man. Again, these axes that they built were handmade, like out of wood, vine, bark, and rock. Like, you know what I mean? It's not the regular axe. You know what I mean? So shout out to them. You know what I mean? So anyway, they get to the challenge and they each go to their tree, right? So as they're swinging away, they of course they start, right. As soon as they get to the tree, you can start. So they're swinging away. They're swinging away. Not gonna lie to you, they're racing now. Now let me say this first. First place. If you get first place, you get two mini blades, okay, and you get nine of these. I'm gonna show you a picture. Nine of those eggs. You see that? You see those eggs right there? You get nine of those big eggs. Now, again, you know, here's the thing. When you are watching this, you're looking at this and you're saying, "Oh, well, eggs, okay, whatever. That's not a big, that's not nothing, right? That's nothing, you know what I mean? But when you're in these challenges and you haven't eaten for days, right? And at least not big meals, eggs, that's big protein. Okay, big protein. I use eggs when I make my protein shakes. I put eggs in my protein shake and I blend it because I know eggs give you protein. You know what I mean? And so got it. Hey, those eggs may look small, but they give you a lot of protein. I'm not gonna lie to you though, those aren't regular size eggs that you buy in the store. Okay, those are big freaking like dinosaur eggs. Like, but anyway, so you got first place gets nine of those eggs, right? And you get two blades, okay? Second place, okay, you get six of those eggs, okay? And then of course, third place, yeah, you get nothing. You get nothing. The good thing though, the good thing about it though, is that you don't get eliminated and you don't have to do an elimination challenge. So good thing that they don't have to do that. Okay, that was the only good news. Okay, for this challenge. Okay, so you got Matt, Darren, and Trish, right? They're chopping away. Pow, 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 right? You got Max, Laura, you know what I mean? And Kayla, they're doing their thing, right? Patrick and Jermaine and Chini over there, right? And so they first show Max, Laura, and Kayla's group, right? And they're chopping away, and they first show them. And as soon as they show Max was like, he leaned into that. He was swinging hard. And I'm not gonna lie to you, he made a big dent. I thought, I was like, bro, they about to win already because Max got over there and started just knocking it away. And I was like, oh, Max made a huge dent in that tree, his like one of his first swings. And then all of a sudden his like by the time he got to like his 10th, 11th swing, I thought the tree was about to fall already. I was like, oh, bro, he's almost done. They about to win already. Normally this challenge takes a while. You know what I mean? I remember in season two, I was like, this it took a while. You know what I mean? And so when I saw Max already wailing into this thing, I was like, oh, bro, he about to be done already. The other two, they ain't got to do nothing. But not gonna lie to you, they showed it, but they showed other groups as well. They showed Patrick's group, they're wailing into theirs. You know what I mean? And then they show this was different, and this is why I said this. I'm telling you, man, Matt, Darren, and Trish. This is why I said Darren is like the professor, okay? Because the other two groups, they start wailing it. They start wailing and hitting the tree with their axe, and they was just hitting the same spot. Darren was like, no, no, I'm not gonna hit in the same spot. I'm going to hit all around the tree and get off all the bark first, right? Then start hitting it in a certain spot, right? And then Matt's gonna come in with his power, right, and all his weight, and start wailing into it now too, and now all the bark is off, right? Smart, Darren. I'm telling you, man, Darren. They got the best group because you got the goat on your team, right? Matt, he's going to feed you, right? And then you got the professor, which is Darren on your team, right? So you kind of got the best group, right? You know what I mean? Trish, Trish, shout out to Trish. She got 9 lives, man. You know what I mean? She's not no slump. You know what I mean? She's not getting carried. You know what I mean? Trish knows what she's doing as well. Like she's contributing. She knows what she's doing. So I mean, so they kind of got the best group. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. So shout out to them. So Matt's like wailing into this thing, man. He's wailing into this tree, and so he makes a huge dent, you know, because he got power, right? And so he's wailing into it. And finally, they let Trish in there. Trish is wailing into it, man. And then they show Patrick's group, and Patrick and Jermaine is wailing into. Now Patrick, here's the thing. Patrick, I think Patrick group must. I think they must have saw what Darren's group did because they started after Darren got all the bark off all around the tree. Then all of a sudden, Patrick's group, their bark kind of like left a little bit, right, all around the tree, right. So then they start welling into it, right. Laura and Max's group didn't do that. They just like, you know what, we're just gonna keep hitting the same spot. Hey, same spot over and over, and they was making a huge dent. I mean, it was when they showed it on the camera. I was like, oh, that tree about to fall. It's got to be close. It's got to be close. I mean, it's got to be close. You're right there, man. You're like, I was like, oh, it's about to fall any minute now, right? And Patrick's group still it seemed like it was still kind of thick, right? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And even with Matt and Darren and Trish, that group, I was like, it still seems kind of thick. I don't know. So anyway, Trish is going in, then they rotate again. Darren, boom, boom, and then Matt, boom, and then Trish. Now Trish's second time around, she ends up wailing into the tree, and then her axe broke. Ouch, that hurts. That hurts because when one of your axes goes down, and that's in the last season, I've seen so many acts break. Like, I mean, you had so many, all these guys, all these survivalists had their acts just break one by one. I'm surprised there wasn't more axes that broke in this season because the last season it seemed like almost every axe broke. Like everybody's axe was just breaking. You know what I mean? And so in this season, everybody's axes was pretty good. Trish had her axe break, and she was like, "Oh crap!" So she went in. She's trying to fix it. Hit her and Matt are trying to fix it. Right? They're like, "Oh crap! We got to do this. We got to do this." Boom, boom, boom. Right? All of a sudden, Darren was like, "Okay, you guys do that. I'm gonna keep wailing this thing." So Darren is wailing it, wailing. All of a sudden, the tree just said timber. The tree fell, and Matt and Trish were trying to fix this axe. All of a sudden, they look up and they're like, "Oh, he's done." Shout out to Darren. And so anyway, so they start now again in order to get first place, you got to knock down the tree. You got to pick it up. You know, all three of you got to pick it up over you. It's pretty size, good sized tree, man. Pick it up over your shoulders, and you have to run to a certain destination to get first place, right? Of course, Matt, Darren, Trish, first place. Again, one of the best. They're the best group. They're the best. You got Matt, who is going to feed you. He knows his stuff, right? Then you got the professor and Darren. I mean, Trish, and you got 9 lives in Trish. Trish ain't going away. Like she's, bro. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Trish is, for me, and I said this in the first episode. I didn't see Trish being top 5, but after watching this, I'm not gonna lie, man. Trish may end up being top 5 survivalists left on last one standing. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. She don't go away, man. She's a fighter. Okay, she's a fighter, man. I gotta give it up to Trish, man. She knows her stuff. She's very very good survivor. She's intelligent, man, and she's a fighter. She don't quit. You know what I mean? So Trish, hey, salute. Got to give it up to you, man. You got 9 lives, man. You know what I mean? So they end up coming in first place. They get 9 of those luscious eggs, man. And 9 of those. That's good protein. And here's the thing. Remember, Matt's group was the one who shot the pig. So they shared it with other groups, but they didn't share it all. They didn't share it all. So they got back to the camp with still pig left, still like ribs of pig and meat, legs of pig still left cooking, right? And they got the eggs, bro. And even Darren was like, "This is the most protein, the most food I've had on all of my naked and afraid challenges." They are well fed, okay, well fed. All right, so they come in first place. Not a surprise for me. I kind of knew. I was like, that's just a good group, man. You know what I mean? So again, like I said, now you got Max, You what up, Goat James in the building, aka Chris, aka Let Me Cook This. Right quick. What's up, bro? Appreciate you showing up. Salute, man. So now you got Laura, you got Max, you got Kayla, you got Patrick's group, Jermaine, Cheney, right? They're still winning. Sorry, my bad. Technical difficulties. I hit the button on accident. I don't know what happened. Hold on. Am I good? I think I'm good now. Let me make sure. My fault, y'all. My fault. I hit the button on accident. Okay. Yeah, we're good now. My fault. My fault. So anyway, yeah, I hit the button on accident. So anyway, they Max and Laura, they wailing into the tree. Patrick and Jermaine are just wailing into this tree. And so yeah. So anyway, there after that, you got they show the tree, right? And I'm not gonna lie to you. I from what I saw, it looked like it looked like Laura and Max's group was like inches away. That's what it looked like, right? And it looked like all of a sudden Patrick's group it didn't look like it was about to break. But then all of a sudden it looked like yeah, boo. My fault. I hit the button on my laptop on accident because swinging I was swinging my axe, right? And then I hit the button. Anyway, so it didn't look like they was close. And all of a sudden Jermaine's and Patrick's group started catching up. And then they had inches away. And I was like, oh, they about to win. Remember, second place, 6 eggs, right? So as they're swinging their axe, and then all of a sudden, it was like at the same time, Max and Laura tree end up falling, right? And then as soon as theirs fall, right before it hit the ground, you seen Patrick's and Jermaine's tree fail too. Both of their trees fell like this. It was perfect timing. So now, again, in order to come in second place, you got to pick up your tree and you got to run toward your destination, to the finish line, right? Hey, well, Laura, Max, and Kayla end up coming in second place, and it was close, very very close, but they end up coming in second place. Patrick's group came in third place, man, and so so again, misleading. Okay, with this picture on your screen right here. All right, not gonna lie to you, when I seen this picture and I seen the eggs, I was like, oh, they must have won. Well, yeah, no, they didn't. They came in third place. They lost. Now here's the thing. I was still kind of confused because I was like, okay, well, wait a minute. If they're holding these eggs right here, right? If they're holding these eggs and they lost, how did they get these eggs? I'm still confused. Well, after the challenge, they all go back to their camp, right? And so uh Trish, Matt, and Darren decide they have a lot of eggs. So they decide, we're gonna bury some of these eggs, right? Max and Laura's group and Kayla, they also said the same thing. They also said, we're gonna bury at least three. We're gonna eat three and then we're gonna bury three, right? This is what I thought. When they first said that, I was like, no, Patrick is a stealer. He's going. What do you? If you're gonna bury, you better bury those where you sleep. I mean, I'm talking about. You better bury them where, like, underneath your body. Like, that's where you better bury those eggs at. Don't bury them anywhere that Patrick is going to find them. And so when I seen this picture, I was like, oh, this is easily, oh, bro. Okay, he must have stole somebody's eggs. That's the first thing I thought. Okay, so you got Max, Laura, they all go, and Kayla. They went out there and boiled the eggs. They ate the eggs. It's delicious. You know what I'm saying? Matt's group as well. They ended up boiling their eggs. They eating them. Blah blah whatever. Right? I'm waiting. Okay, I'm waiting the whole time. I'm waiting for freaking Patrick to go steal some eggs the whole time. Okay. I'm waiting the whole time, man. You know what I mean? Because I just knew. I was like, bro, this picture, I'm looking at this picture and I'm saying, oh, he has to, eventually he's going to steal some eggs. Eventually. Right? That's what I'm thinking. And so, anyway, Facebook, you got me. Okay, you got me. All right. So anyway, you Facebook, man, you got me, man. So you got so this picture right here. All right. So let me say this. So anyway, the very next day, you got Patrick going out. He's trying to go get some. He's trying to go hunt, right, with his bow and arrow. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, right? The other two groups are fine. They're fine, right? They mainly at the end of the show, they mainly focused on Patrick's group, Patrick and Jermaine. That's what they mainly focused on, right? And so anyway, Jermaine in the challenge when they were running with their tree to try to go win second place, Jermaine rolled his ankle. And he even said it. He even said it when they was running. He was like, ah, and then he's like, oh man, we gotta stop. And I was like, stop. Oh hell no, we ain't stopping. No, you gotta get second place. No, don't stop it. But he didn't stop. He kept going. But he rolled his ankle pretty badly, right? So the very next day, you got Jermaine over there. His ankle is rolled up, and Patrick was like, "Oh man, hey, you need me to call a medic, right?" So they Jermaine was like, "Yeah, I need a medic, man. I need a medic." So the medic came out. Jermaine, they told him Jermaine told him about his ankle, how he rolled it again. When you're in the challenge, you're and he even said it. And by playing sports, I know the same thing. When you injure yourself, an ankle or wrist or whatever, when your adrenaline is pumping, you don't really feel that injury. Not that much. You know what I'm saying? It's afterwards, after you settle down, then the injury gets way more severe, right? So because Jermaine was just chilling, yeah, it swelled up. You know what I mean? And then of course the medic came out there and said, "Yeah, you got a really really bad swollen ankle. You rolled it. It's not looking so good, but we're gonna just wrap it up, keep it elevated. You know what I mean, and see how it feels later on. At least for 24 hours, keep it elevated. You know what I mean. So he's gonna be down for the down for the count for at least 24 hours. You know what I mean. So Patrick, after that, Patrick left. Patrick went to go hunt, do his thing, and then you got Cheney and you got Jermaine. They're over there, talking, right? And Cheney kind of started to notice something different about Jermaine, and she was like, "You feeling okay?" And Jermaine was pretty much told her the truth, like, "Yeah, no, not really, not really." And so Jermaine was like, "You know what? I think I need to talk to you." And so Jermaine was kind of like, "You know what? Not gonna lie to you, I'm not really feeling. I'm not really feeling this right now. I'm not. My head's not in the game. My heart's not in this right now. Like I'm just not. I'm not in the. I'm not focused. I'm not in the zone. You know what I mean? I'm not as stoked as I was. When I first got here." And so mentally, he's getting drained out mentally. And Cheney expressed in her experience, she felt the same way before, to where it's just sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get out there and you when you first get out there, you're stoked, and then all of a sudden you get out there and yeah, if you're not in it mentally, that's it. Like if you again, she said it. This just like a lot of things, even in sports, you have to be there, focused mentally. This survivalist, everything you do is 90% mental. Physical, you got to be in shape. Don't get me wrong. And of course you got to be knowledgeable. But if you're not in it, it can take you out, and anything can take you out. Anything, and you can injure yourself pretty badly if you're not in it mentally. You know what I mean? So Jermaine was just like, "Yeah, that's it. I just can't. I just can't do it. I think that's it." And Cheney was like, "Wait, hold on. You tapping out?" And Jermaine said straight up, "Yeah, I think I'm tapping." I was shocked. Not gonna lie to you. I was shocked. The cowboy, right? The cowboy is tapping out. I look, and it's not again. It's not because I thought he was gonna be in the top three or anything like that. It's just that these survivalists are like they're like all stars, right? So they don't tap out normally. They don't. You like I don't see Matt. or Darren, right? Like they don't tap out. Like Patrick, they're not tapping out. You know what I mean? If they get taken out, it's because of an injury, or an injury, or some type of sickness, or whatever like that. They poison, whatever it is. Like kind of like Kai. Kai, when Kai got medically tapped out, that's normally what happens with these all stars. And so I'm kind of like when he said I'm just mentally done, I'm tapping out. I was shocked. So and here's the thing, I'm still, because of this damn picture, I'm still waiting. I'm like, hold on. We at the end. I look at the time and I'm like, okay, hold on. I got 4 minutes left in the show. When is this going to happen? I was like, hold on. No, he's not tapping out. What's going to happen is he's going to walk towards the truck, and then Patrick is going to come in and be like, hey, look what I got. And then Jermaine's going to stay. Like, that's what I thought. I'm still waiting for this damn picture to appear in the show. And it never happened. It never happened, man. I was like, what the hell's going on, man? So anyway, yeah, didn't happen, right? So so they showed Jermaine walking away from Cheney. They gave him a hug, and they showed Jermaine walking away, and then he runs into Patrick, right? And he pretty much tells Patrick like, yeah, man, I think I'm done. And Patrick was like, wait, really? Now in front of Jermaine, Patrick is like, oh man, sorry to see you go, brother. You know what I mean? But behind the scenes, Patrick is like, yes, yes, my strategy worked. Yes, right? Behind the scenes, that's that's what moted. I know. I did. I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did. I was waiting for that scene to happen. It never happened. But behind the scenes, Patrick was like, yeah. And even Jermaine. Jermaine even knew it. Jermaine said the same thing. Jermaine was like, yeah, I know Patrick is over there, thinking he won, blah 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 blah, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, he did, bro. I mean, that was his strategy. His strategy was, I'm going to get into your head and make you quit. It worked. Jermaine let Patrick in his head, and it worked. And then he rolled his ankle. On top of that, that's it. And so he quit. You know what I mean? But again, not only not only did Patrick's game or Patrick's strategy work, Matt's strategy, the savage, the goat, his strategy also worked, because that was the whole reason why he picked Trish over Jermaine, because he knew one of them was gonna quit. Shout out to Matt, man. Matt Wright, he knows what he's doing, man. He knows it, man. So anyway, Matt knew it, man. And here's the thing, I gotta be honest, I didn't think it would work that fast. I didn't think. I thought it was gonna take a few days. I thought it was gonna take like maybe I don't know, an elimination challenge later. You know what I mean? Maybe like some 5 days later, or a week later. I didn't think it was gonna happen like 2 days later. But yeah, Jermaine just he couldn't take Patrick no more, man. So on this is on your screen right here is the rest of the survivalists. Jermaine is now eliminated. Crazy, crazy work, man. Again, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see anyone tapping out, but yeah, he tapped out, man. So that's it. So now you got Trish, Cheney, Patrick, Kayla, Laura, Max, Matt, and Darren. You got Patrick and Cheney in a group. They got a group of two. Then you got Kayla, Laura, and Max, and then you got Matt, Trish, and Darren. Those are the rest of your survivalists in their groups. And yeah, not gonna lie to you, this is going to be interesting. And here's the thing. Here's the bad thing about this whole thing, right? Is because this next challenge most likely is going to be an elimination challenge, most likely. So because of this, Patrick and Cheney only have a group of two. Everybody else has a group of three. So yeah, not looking good. Not looking good, man. Um, whatever the challenge is, I, Patrick and Cheney may be the third group coming in last place, and they may have to do an elimination challenge. So, which means Either Patrick or Cheney is probably going to end up the next one getting eliminated. I don't see again. Just from elimination challenge, unless something happens medically to anybody else, like Matt, Darren, Max, Trish, Laura, Kayla. If something else happens medically, I think the next one to go is probably going to be Cheney or Patrick, and I'm leaning more towards Cheney, but we will see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm right, man. But hey, it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to the next show. Again, I apologize to everybody. I know I'm late. I'm a couple days late. I apologize, but yeah, this next show I cannot wait because I know for a fact it's got to be. This last challenge was an elimination challenge, so this one coming up got to be an elimination challenge. It has to be. It has to be. So, hey, can't wait. Shout out to everybody that showed up today. I appreciate everybody that showed up. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. I really appreciate that. It helps out the channel. It helps out the video. We are a small channel right now, but again, I'm dedicated to grow this channel, and I'm going to grow it, man. So again, if you want to, if anybody else, if you guys love this show, Naked and Afraid, and you watch it on the regular, right? And you love to talk about it, you can come on the show. Come on the show. You know, I'll drop the link for you. Again, you don't have to show your face. You can come on the show, and we can talk amongst each other. You know what I mean? And talk about some Naked and Afraid. You know, that's last one standing, man. You can tell me what you like about the show. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me, give me your opinions. You know what I mean? So that is it for me. Appreciate everybody joining me today. I will see you guys next week. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be elimination challenge. I'm pretty sure it will be. I'm pretty sure, man. So appreciate everybody joining me. Hit the like button and subscribe, of course, if you're new. And that's it for me. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace out.